History is full of firsts.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Many of those firsts shaped our way of life. For 70 years, KPRC Channel 2 has been proud to be pioneers in shaping television and Houston history.
In a state the size of Texas, I hope everyone can enjoy.
Causing the storms Thursday.
All right, not often the Harlem Globetrotters get overshadowed by a dunk.
Yeah, but an otter at the Oregon Zoo has some moves that you just gotta see. Juno the sea otter takes the pass and dives down the lane for the slam. Globetrotter Zeus McClurkin cheered him on and then showed off a few tricks of his own. Zoo officials use basketball as a fun way to keep Juno in shape and healthy. I love that.
Game and hops.
I know, without a doubt. All right, it's gonna be for us here at 4 o'clock.
Channel 2 News at 5 begins in 60 seconds.
Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News at 5.
Here's what's happening right now at 5. A man who pulled up to a gas station was robbed and slashed right in his own car.
The attack left the man with serious injuries, and tonight his attacker is still out there.
He told police the attack happened at the fuel depot on Kirkwood at West Belfort in southwest Houston. Senior reporter Phil Archer is live on the scene tonight with a story you'll see only on 2. Phil.
Well, the suspect police are looking for looks like this. The victim telling them that this guy attacked him while he was gassing up at those pumps and sliced him up with a box cutter just to steal his cell phone.
Pero fue rapidito, no, ni un minuto creo.
The attack happened 3 weeks ago, and Marvin Robles is still recovering. And he's still shaken. He doesn't want his face on television. The man who cut him is still on the street. He says his attacker resembles this police composite drawing. Robles says he was buying gas at the corner of Kirkwood and West Belfort when the man approached him as he sat in his car. He rolled down his car window to ask what the man wanted, and without warning, he says, the suspect slashed at his throat with a box cutter, leaving a deep wound, then continued to hack away, cutting tendons in his hand, while at the same time grabbing the cell phone Robles was holding. The man ran away with the phone. Robles drove to his sister's apartment and called for an ambulance. He spent a night in the hospital, and he's recovering now at a relative's apartment, but he worries about the future. He needs an operation on his hand that he can't afford, and he needs to get back to work as a roofer to support his 2 small daughters. He also worries about the man who attacked him still being on the street. Robles says he wants the suspect caught, and soon, before he can do the same thing to someone else.
Police feel the same way. They're asking anyone who might recognize this guy to call Houston Crime Stoppers. They're offering a reward. Reporting live in Southwest Houston, I'm Phil Archer, KPRC Channel 2 News.
Phil, thank you. Developing right now, legislators are rallying behind a local high school senior at the center of a haircut controversy.
DeAndre Arnold was suspended because he refused to cut his locks, saying it's a representation of his heritage and culture. Channel 2's Roseanne Aragon is live in Houston's 3rd Ward tonight, where some lawmakers are working on a measure that would protect the rights of students like DeAndre. Roseanne.
That's right. The Texas lawmakers who were here today say this is an issue of a lack of cultural competence and education. This news conference was spearheaded by members of the Texas Legislative Black Caucus and the Crown Coalition, a group of organizations that have come together to fight what they believe are unjust grooming codes. Here at Texas Southern University is a show of support for the Crown Act, introduced in January, inspired by a story here in Houston. Crown stands for Create a Respectful and Open World for Natural Hair. It's a law which legislators say would prohibit discrimination based on hair texture and styles commonly associated with race. This all comes after former Barber Hill High School student, 18-year-old DeAndre Arnold, was told he would not be able to walk at his graduation if he didn't cut his hair. Though when his hair met standards, the district told him that if his hair were let down, it would violate the code. Arnold is of Trinidadian descent and tells KPRC that it's a part of his culture. His mother took him out of the school, and they've been on Ellen and have received an invitation to the Oscars since. Now, leaders here say these grooming policies are unfair and affect mostly black men and women.
Sadly, DeAndre's story is just one of many. Yet, it is reason enough for us to create a respectful and open world for natural hair. So I'm proud to be here with my colleagues and with many others that support what we hope to be proposed legislation in the next legislative session.
This really is an issue of a lack of cultural competency, and there's just implicit bias that I believe the school boards are using. And so we're not here to say that it's always malicious.
Now, they hope legislation will be filed in January of 2021. Reporting live from TSU, Roseanne Aragon, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Roseanne, thank you. We have breaking news. An arrest has been made in a hit-and-run crash that killed a 16-year-old Royal High School student Tuesday night. The victim, 16-year-old Victor Carbajal, was riding home on his bike when a vehicle hit him and took off. Carbajal was in the 11th grade and was involved with the school's band. Royal High School is in Brookshire. Grief counselors are being made available at the school. The suspect has been identified as 31-year-old Daniel Griffin. He was arrested today and currently is in the Waller County Jail. He's charged with failure to stop and render aid at an accident causing death.
3 generations killed in an instant. A woman, her adult daughter, and her 3-month-old grandson.
All of them died in a fiery crash yesterday in Northwest Harris County when a driver ran a red light and smashed into their minivan.
The suspect has a long criminal history. He is charged with intoxication manslaughter. And what has really angered the family and the community is the suspect was out on bond for DWI at the time of the crash.
Channel 2's Robert Arnold is live downtown with the story. Robert.
Yeah, as the saying goes, this is far from Gregory Smith's first rodeo. This lengthy packet of criminal court records shows that he does, in fact, have a long history. In fact, as you say, at the time of this crash, he was already facing similar charges.
That was one of the most tragic scenes that I've been out on, and you know that I've been out on a lot of them.
30-year-old Gregory Smith faces 3 counts of intoxication manslaughter. He's accused of being under the influence when he blew through a red light and slammed into an SUV and minivan. 2 adults and an infant died. 4 others were critically injured. Before this crash, Smith was already facing charges of being under the influence and causing another crash near this intersection on South Willcrest. Court documents read he was accused of being under the influence of PCP, amphetamines, and marijuana.
The scariest thing about that DWI case for me is that the facts were very similar to this.
Head of the DA's Vehicular Crimes Division, Sean Tier, says investigators do not believe alcohol was a factor in this crash, but they do believe Smith was definitely under the influence.
The early indications from Precinct 4 deputies are that it's likely the same substance.
Now, Smith himself is still, in fact, in the hospital, and his criminal history goes back much farther than that DWI. We're going to talk about that at 6 o'clock. Reporting live from downtown, Robert Arnold, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Robert, thank you. Tonight we are hearing from Dr. Austin Lane, the president of Texas Southern University, who was fired last night following a heated board meeting.
The board accused Dr. Lane of being connected to an admissions scandal, something Lane denies. Channel 2 anchor Andy Sirota is live at the TSU campus with more on the story for us. Andy.
Lauren, Keith, good evening. By speaking out today, Dr. Austin Lane says he is fighting for his reputation. He's already submitted an 8-page rebuttal to the Board of Regents' 4-page termination notice that he was given.
I still don't know, even after reading their 4-page letter.
TSU President Dr. Austin Lane says as he read through the Board of Regents' 4-page termination notice, one thing was clear.
Wow, this really is a witch hunt.
In a 6-to-1 vote, the Board of Regents fired Lane Tuesday after an investigation determined he failed to fully report an admissions fraud scheme. He's also accused of trying to hide excessive entertainment expenses. Included in Lane's 8-page response, he accuses the board of robbing him of his right to a public hearing when he was placed on leave. Lane says he requested one on a number of occasions.
And that's just an opportunity where we want the whole public to hear finally what it is that you think that you have to give me a notice or that would rise to the level of termination. But they didn't afford us that opportunity.
Lane says during his 4 years at the university, he's had to clean house and believes the changes he's made may have something to do with the board's decision to fire him. He says his record speaks for itself.
I have to protect the integrity of what I built, and the people that know me know that I've done it the right way. I don't have anything to hide. That's why I'm here.
In Dr. Lane's contract is a mediation clause. He says going forward, he will determine what the best option is in terms of invoking that. We have posted Dr. Lane's full 8-page response on our website, clicktohouston.com. Reporting live tonight from the campus of Texas Southern University, Andy Sirota, KPRC Channel 2 News.
Andy, thank you. Taking a live look over the Galleria area now. Blue skies out there, cold temperatures, though, with the winter chill really being felt this morning.
Yeah, it was a cold and rainy start to the day. We were in for another very chilly night. Frank's here with the first look at the forecast.
You know, it's going to be really cold because the wind's going to calm down. And the skies, as you know, are clear. That's the perfect recipe. So get ready for it. And then summer begins again. So we got 49 in Tomball right now. You just went down a couple of degrees and a 14-mile-an-hour wind. It's pretty brutal out there. These winds are strong. So it'll be nice to see those calm down. 52 in Sugar Land, 53 in Galveston from our Triangle Energy camera. We're looking for the winds to calm by 7 as early as then, because that sun's going to go down right around 6:30. 42 at 9, 39 at 11. It's going to be a cold night. Temperatures tomorrow morning freezing in Conroe, 32 in Livingston, 36 for Bush, 40 downtown, 37 in Sugar Land. Just to give you an idea, coming up, we'll talk more about those evening winter coats you're going to need, how long those 30s last, when the warm-up really begins, and just how nice that weekend could be. It's all straight ahead in weather. Keith?
All right, Frank, remember to download Frank's free forecast weather app. Just search KPRC in your app store to download.
The company at the center of that deadly explosion nearly 2 weeks ago was filed for bankruptcy. In a release today, Watson Grinding and Manufacturing also says they have fired nearly 80 workers this week. Federal investigators say a leak in a gas tank and electrical arcing is what caused the blast that killed 2 Watson employees. Hundreds of homeowners have now filed claims with the company after the explosion damaged more than 400 nearby homes and businesses.
We got our first look today at the man investigators say led police on a wild chase across Houston on Tuesday. Roy Hooks has been charged with felony evading in a motor vehicle and terroristic threat of family members. Hooks is accused of leading police on a nearly hour-long chase that ended in downtown Houston when his SUV crashed into a bus stop. Police say the chase started moments after they responded to a call during which a family member said Hooks was threatening to shoot them. Hooks remains in jail.
It's a crime that has women in Houston incredibly vigilant anytime they're out in public. But one of the latest purse snatching victims was targeted as she arrived home.
Plus, a high school senior makes history with a little help from her steer named Butterscotch. This 17-year-old just earned an incredible honor.
Going on now.
Take a good look at this video. Houston police say one of these men stole a woman's purse in the Galleria area last month. Investigators say the thief ambushed the woman while she was walking to her apartment on Sage Road near Hidalgo. The getaway car was this black Toyota Corolla there. Police say the woman told investigators she had just gotten home from nearby Wells Fargo and believes she was followed home. If you recognize the men, please call Crime Stoppers at 713-222-TIPS.
Crimes against animals. Tonight, the Harris County Animal Cruelty Task Force and Crime Stoppers hoping you will be a voice for the voiceless. Today, the organizations announced Harris County's top 10 most wanted. These are photos of the men and women who are charged with animal cruelty and on the run this evening. Officials say their cases range from abandonment to torture of innocent animals. And tonight, police want them brought to justice.
It's time for you to take a stand and send a message out that we as a society are not going to tolerate animal cruelty, and you will be prosecuted because animal cruelty is a crime.
If you recognize any of these people, you are asked to call the Harris County Animal Cruelty Task Force or Crime Stoppers.
Taking a look at the roads tonight, this is 59, the East Tex Freeway outbound at Rankin. So right now, a crash involving a large truck is blocking 2 right lanes. It's taking drivers nearly 40 minutes to get from downtown to Kingwood.
All right, a Nimitz High School senior has made history.
And it's all because her animal received the grand champion title at the 61st annual Aldine ISD Livestock Show. Angel Allen is the first African-American young woman in the show's history to receive this high honor. The 17-year-old raised her steer named Butterscotch for 9 months to prepare him for showing an auction. Angel says she got emotional when it was announced that she was the winner.
I was still in shock, so it was like I just got first place. And I made history all in one moment. It was a lot to take in.
Butterscotch was recently auctioned off for $16,500. Angel says she is putting the money towards college.
All right, congratulations. Good job. Hard work, too. You know that.
Yes, it is. I used to raise cattle myself.
Yeah. All right. So, it was a tough one last night for about an hour.
It was, yeah.
I know,
Got
right?
out here fast.
Those showers came through, and they really dropped some mud.
Yeah, the mud.
They did.
Yes,
It was
yeah,
on my car.
Was it?
And then on my pants when I got the stroller out of the car. So, yeah.
And on your cow.
Yeah, I don't have those anymore.
She just raises boys, no more
I still have
steers.
a rodeo, just of different sorts.
I gotcha. Okay. And in Sugar Land, hail and lightning. If you look at the waterfall, there was always what we call graupel, G-R-A-U-P-E-L. It's
Yes.
It's common, especially at San Antonio and Austin.
Really fine, kind of.
It's kind of like little bitty, like little pellets, little snow pellets.
Snow pellets, okay.
Yeah, like little styrofoam pellets. So anyway, they got that, and then look at this. That's right there. What the heck is this brown stuff on my car in West U? And this is in Houston with the red dust from last night's rain, and this one too from Belleville. So what happened was those showers originated Del Rio and south. That's dusty land down there, and that was enough to bring all of that dust with those storms. And then we got those downbursts, and as a result, we got that muddy kind of rain in here, along with the sleet and some hail and some graupel. So as that came down, that's why it's originated. You're used to African dust gets all the way here, so it's not unusual for dust to get all the way here, but a lot of times it either washes itself out or comes in dry. You don't really notice it unless you have respiratory issues. So that's why we got that. Temperatures in the 50s for highs today, and that's where they are right now. Triangle Energy Camera 51, west-northwest winds at 17. It is nice and pretty down in Galveston. Temperatures there also in the 50s, 53. Strong winds at 20. The good news is the winds are going to calm down, but that's going to set the stage for it to get really cold around here. Right now, upper 40s, low 50s. The humidity hard to find, 20% to 30% range. Winds 17, 15, 20 miles an hour, and even gusting to 28. So it's a breezy one right now and will be for the next couple of hours. But by 7:30, these winds are expected to really calm down once that sun goes down. But it's that calm air and that clear sky that gets us right down into the 30s for most of us overnight. 32 Conroe and Livingston, 36 at Bush, 40 downtown. So a little warmer downtown to Pearland, 46 on the island, but pretty much everywhere else is going to be in the 30s to wake up to, although we won't have that brutal wind. It'll be calm and clear and cold. We recover with the sunny skies to 70 tomorrow. In fact, nice and clear skies all the way through. We've had some issues with tornado watches along the Atlantic seaboard. You can see that front is really playing havoc with those folks from Georgia up to Virginia. For us, this high is in place. A nice start to the weekend. It warms up more and more, about 72 on Saturday. And then this front drops down, but it doesn't make it through. And as a result, we'll have unsettled weather really starting Sunday and all through the week next week, because we're not going to have a strong system to come in and move all of this out. So we're going to have to deal with at least some chance of showers pretty much each day. Rains could start to add up. Here's a look at the forecast for that. And notice this golden color here, this orangey color. That's 4 inches all told between now and Wednesday. So we'll watch it carefully. Sometimes you start getting rain after rain after rain, and then it really adds up quickly. So we'll watch that for any flooding possibilities. In the meantime, overnight, look for 36, perfect haircast. High tomorrow of 70, goes to 72 on Saturday. Chances of rain come back Sunday at 20%, 40, 30% pretty much each day. So like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, even Thursday, Valentine's Day has a chance of rain. So no real organized system that's going to move in here and drop a whole lot of rain at once. But these day after day after day, you know, if you get half an inch, half an inch, and it's pretty much, then you get that Thursday heavy rain and you're in trouble.
It can add up fast.
Yeah, it can. So we'll watch it.
All right, Frank, thank you.
All righty.
Tonight at 10, Channel 2 investigator Joel Eisenbaum looks at cyber threats against Houston's oil and gas industry and what an attack could mean for you.
I don't know if I should be concerned or not, if it's in the neighborhood or something.
I would be lying if you don't think about it.
It is a nasty chemical, but that is all we know.
The threats are real and they are happening.
What if instead of an accident, something like this happened on purpose?
Cybersecurity is being viewed as a weapon of war.
Is our most important industry protected from online threats? Tonight at 10.
Harris County Precinct 4 is getting bigger. Constable Mark Herman swore in 8 new deputies today. The constable congratulated the deputies and gave them a warm welcome. He shared this photo of him and the new recruits on Facebook this afternoon. Their first day is on Monday.
A generous donation to the Houston Fire Department. They are receiving 55 new rescue boards. The new gear will go on ladder, hazmat, and rescue trucks throughout the department. The president of the Houston Professional Firefighters Association says the boards will undoubtedly help save lives.
It takes about 25 minutes to get a downed firefighter out, on average, when they call a mayday. This has the potential to cut it down to about 2 minutes. This is equipment we have never had in the Houston Fire Department.
Langton also says proceeds from the foundation's annual gala and other donations from supporters in the community last fall funded the $103,000 purchase.
The legendary Rolling Stones have announced more North American tour dates for 2020, and they're headed to Texas. The Stones will be performing in Austin on May 24th and at Circuit of the Americas, and then they'll rock Dallas on May 29th at the Cotton Bowl. Unfortunately, there is no Houston date, but we know that many people probably travel to see these guys. The band had their tour postponed last year so frontman Mick Jagger could recover from heart surgery.
I'm ready to start it up.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
Stay with us.
Hello, I'm Dominique Soxa in the newsroom. Here's what's coming up on Channel 2 News at 6 today. Channel 2 investigates broke what some are calling a bribe involving some high-ranking officials in the mayor's office. Tonight, the man who made that $500,000 offer and his deep ties to City Hall. And another community overrun with feral hogs, how it's planning to fight the problem. And a Lizzo letdown. Many fans unable to get tickets to see our hometown girl at the rodeo. We're looking ahead to your next option, ticket brokers. These stories and more at the top of the hour on Channel 2 News at 6. Back to you.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you, Dominique.
All right, quick look at weather before we go.
Yeah, beautiful skies out there. And the winds are still really up there, but they're going to start to calm down, which means it's going to get cold around here. 46, 44, right through the 40s as we head through the evening. Look for overnight lows in the 30s for a lot of us. If you're at the coast, maybe not, or downtown right at 40, but it's going to be chilly. 70 for Friday, 50, 72 on Saturday, 72 on Sunday. In fact, a nice warming trend into next week, but those percentages for rain are there pretty much every day, Sunday all the way through the next Sunday. We'll need that umbrella. The one I got for Weatherman's Day.
We'll keep it handy. We'll borrow yours.
That's
Nightly
right.
News is next.
We'll see you at 6.